The moment a quiet, unknown boy from a small Filipino village stepped onto the stage of America's Got Talent, no one expected history, but within seconds of his voice rising, even Simon Cowell was fighting back tears. Before we begin, if you believe in the power of dreams and raw talent, make sure to subscribe because stories like this prove that miracles still happen. The stage lights glowed softly as the next contestant's name was called. There was a slight pause, a hesitation almost, before a small boy walked out. He looked no older than 12, wearing a simple outfit that clearly wasn't designed for television glamour. The audience clapped politely, but there was no excitement, no anticipation. To them, he was just another contestant among hundreds. His name was Miguel Santos, a boy from a remote village in the Philippines where electricity was unreliable and opportunities were even rarer. Back home, he sang not for fame, but for survival. His father had once been a fisherman who disappeared during a storm, and since then, Miguel's voice became the only light in a home filled with uncertainty. As Miguel stood on stage, the judges glanced at their notes. Heidi Klum smiled encouragingly, while Howie Mandel leaned back, unsure of what to expect. Simon Cowell, known for his brutally honest critiques, barely looked up at first. Simon asked him a simple question. "What are you going to sing?" Miguel hesitated for a moment, gripping the microphone tightly. Then he said something that confused almost everyone in the room. He said he would sing Lupang Hinirang, the national anthem of the Philippines. There was a ripple of confusion in the audience. Singing a national anthem on a talent show. It sounded like a risky move, maybe even a mistake. Simon raised an eyebrow, clearly skeptical. National anthems are not known for impressing judges in competitions like this. But Miguel nodded with quiet confidence. This wasn't just a song to him. It was his story. The music didn't start immediately. For a brief moment, there was silence so deep it felt heavy. Miguel closed his eyes, took a deep breath, and began singing a cappella. The first note changed everything. It wasn't just beautiful. It was powerful, controlled, and filled with emotion far beyond his years. The audience shifted in their seats, surprised. The judges looked up instantly, their expressions transforming from doubt to curiosity. As Miguel continued, his voice grew stronger. It carried the weight of his struggles, the longing for his father, the pride of his country, and the hope for a better future. Every word he sang seemed to echo across the theater, reaching places deeper than just the ears. Then came the first twist. Halfway through the performance, the background screen lit up unexpectedly. Images began to play, real footage of Miguel's village, his small wooden home, his mother working tirelessly, and a young Miguel singing by the sea. The production team had secretly prepared it after discovering his story during auditions, but Miguel had no idea it would be shown. For a split second, his voice wavered as he saw his world displayed behind him. But instead of breaking down, he leaned into the emotion. His voice became even more powerful, almost as if he was singing directly to the life he had left behind. The audience fell completely silent. Back at the judges' table, Heidi wiped a tear from her eye. Howie leaned forward, completely captivated. And Simon Cowell, the man known for his tough exterior, slowly removed his glasses. His eyes were glistening. Miguel reached the final part of the anthem, and instead of simply finishing it traditionally, he added a vocal run so breathtaking that it stunned everyone. It was not in the original composition, but it felt right. It felt like a declaration. When he hit the final note, the room exploded. A standing ovation erupted instantly. People were cheering, clapping, some even crying openly. The applause didn't fade quickly, it grew louder, as if the audience was trying to express something words couldn't capture. Miguel stood there, overwhelmed. He had never experienced anything like this. For a moment, he looked lost, unsure of what to do next. Then came the second twist. Simon Cowell stood up. That alone was rare. But what shocked everyone even more was what happened next. Simon walked onto the stage. The audience gasped. Contestants backstage watched in disbelief. Simon approached Miguel slowly. The boy looked up at him, nervous. Simon didn't speak immediately. He just placed a hand on Miguel's shoulder, then turned to face the audience. His voice, when it came, was softer than anyone had ever heard before. He said that in all his years on talent shows, he had seen thousands of performances. But very few made him feel something real. He admitted that when Miguel said he would sing a national anthem, he expected it to be ordinary. But this, he said, was not ordinary. This was something else. Simon paused, clearly emotional. Then he revealed something unexpected. He said that Miguel's story reminded him of his own journey in a way people wouldn't understand. The struggle, the doubt, the moments when everything feels impossible. And then Simon's voice cracked slightly. He said, "You didn't just sing a song. You told the world who you are." The audience erupted again. Miguel couldn't hold back his tears anymore. He covered his face, overwhelmed by the moment. But the biggest surprise was still coming. Simon turned back toward the judges' table and then, without warning, reached up and slammed the golden buzzer. Golden confetti exploded into the air as the entire theater went wild. Miguel stood frozen, unable to process what was happening. He had just gone from an unknown boy in a small village to a global sensation in a matter of minutes. Backstage, other contestants cheered. Some cried. Everyone knew they had just witnessed something unforgettable. As the golden confetti fell around him, Miguel looked up at the lights, as if searching for something. Later, in an interview, he would say that in that moment, he felt like his father was watching. The story didn't end there. In the days that followed, Miguel's performance went viral across the world. Millions watched, shared, and commented. People from different countries, different backgrounds, all connected to the same emotion. But with fame came challenges. Miguel began to feel the pressure. Expectations grew. Critics appeared, questioning whether he could live up to that first performance. Some even said it was a one-time moment that couldn't be repeated. This was the third twist. Instead of letting the pressure break him, Miguel returned to his roots. He remembered why he started singing in the first place. Not for judges, not for fame, but for his family. In the semi-finals, he chose a completely different song. Not an anthem, but a soft, emotional ballad dedicated to his mother. This time, there were no surprises, no background visuals. Just Miguel and his voice. And once again, he delivered. By the time the finals arrived, Miguel was no longer underestimated. He was a favorite, but he stayed humble, grounded in the same simplicity he walked in with. Whether he won the competition or not became almost irrelevant. Because Miguel Santos had already achieved something greater. He reminded the world that talent can come from anywhere. That even the quietest voices can echo the loudest when given a chance. And that sometimes, the most powerful performances are not about perfection, but about truth. And somewhere, in the crowd, among thousands of people, Simon Cowell sat silently, watching the boy he once doubted become a symbol of hope.